A lot of influencers are obviously showing off the goodness of AI and the revolutionary aspect of it, but in a practical sense, it doesn't seem to work that well yet.
When it comes to writing something that kind of really captures the essence of what people are really talking about, AI really can't do it, and that might be a limitation on us as people. Is what it is right now. It's not sentient. That's why it always bugs me when I see those TikToks of people saying AI helped me make $25,000 a month. I'm like, it didn't.
Business over drinks. Business over drinks. This is Dave and Terng. This is business over drinks.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Business with Drinks. My name is Terng and I'm calling in from Singapore.
Hey everybody, my name is David. I'm calling in from Australia. How you doing, Tong?
Not too bad, not too bad, man. I think you want to share something really exciting, right?
Yeah, we tried our first live interview kind of episode. Tong wasn't invited, so it was just me and a previous guest of ours, Shaneal, who just recently developed a pretty awesome marketplace. So I went there on the scene in the field and had a chat to him about property development, about growth, about management, about dealing with stress and so forth. It's a pretty good episode, so do check it out in our show notes.
Yeah. The reason I wasn't invited was racism. So, all right, cool. Okay, let's move on to the next
Yep.
topic. So, as I think Dave mentioned, right, we're trying a lot of really new, interesting stuff because we haven't actually had things come out in a while. Because partially because we've been doing a lot of stuff, also because we've been a bit lazy and busy at the same time.
Lazy.
But we're gonna keep things the same as well in a lot of ways. So, let's talk about the drinks we're having, man. Dave, what about you?
Yeah, so to celebrate our housewarming, I had a bit of prosecco with my family. I don't normally drink prosecco, so these are the remnants of what we had. It's by Borgo Sanlio, and it's about 2 weeks old. And I don't even know if you're meant to refrigerate it. Tastes a bit funky. It was good when I first had it. I'll still
Oh,
drink it.
if it's 2 weeks old, you really shouldn't drink it. I didn't know it was that old. You
We'll
probably should be
see
drinking it.
what happens.
It's not rotten. It's just gonna be like stale. So you won't
I'll mix in
die.
some water.
It probably just won't taste good.
Right.
All right, so I'm drinking something that's really cool. It's a partnership between Jinro and Sunkist. They have this thing called Orangeade sour, which is basically awesome orange juice, a little bit of other stuff, and alcohol. So it's just like a beer. It's about 4%. I love it. I'm gonna get absolutely blasted in this if I can get some more in Singapore. But if Jinro or Sunkist want to kind of sponsor me a little bit, come on.
Sponsor us. It's
Yeah,
us.
yes,
Turn
yes. I'll
me and
talk
you
about this
to
all
couple.
day. Yeah, we don't need anything else other than that. But yeah, no. So it's a pretty cool drink. I want everyone to try it. They're not sponsoring us, so this is a genuine thing of me saying I really like it. All right, Dave. Apparently, we got to talk about some really interesting things that's relevant to us. That's also a trending topic for the last, I don't know, like 6 months in
Yep.
the world, which is AI and how it's going to disrupt marketing, destroy content teams, kill agencies, all that stuff.
AI is definitely amazing technology. I just think to get a bit of clickbait, a lot of influencers are obviously showing off the goodness of AI and the revolutionary aspect of it. But in a practical sense, there are certain things from someone like who works in PR, such as yourself, and me, who has some private clients. It just doesn't seem to work that well yet. So I think that's what we're going to talk about, right?
Yeah, we're gonna. I mean, we're not only gonna focus on negative because, to be honest, I'm not anti AI. I honestly think it's gonna be a case of where the robots take over and we're all gonna die. But hopefully by then I'll be dead, so it's okay. I don't care. However, right now I think what AI is going to be, at least for the foreseeable future, is going to really going to be a productivity enhancement tool that people kind of, if you know what you're doing, you can use it really well, especially from an agency standpoint, right? But when
Yeah.
it comes to replacing an actual consultant, when it comes to writing something that kind of really captures the essence of what people are really talking about, AI really can't do it, and that might be a limitation on us as people versus the actual AI, because what it is right now, it's not sentient. It's basically a predictive model for the most part. A lot of other, and it has so much information that it can access in almost as fast as we can access information in our brain. That it's really interesting. It's kind of fascinating how they do it, but it to me, I don't see it as them taking over anything. That's why it always bugs me when I see those TikToks of people saying AI helped me make $25,000 a month. I'm like, it didn't do any. It maybe did like 5% of your work.
You probably came up with that headline.
Yeah, that's the thing. And we use AI a lot, right? We for business over drinks, we're using AI. So we use Opus Pro. It's really cool. I really like it. We use so maybe why don't we run down the list of tools that we all use from an AI perspective, and maybe kind of like discuss the pros and cons a little
Yeah, so
bit.
it's just with my input. I think it's like depending on your industry and many other. I'm just talking about our industry specifically. It's kind of like hiring a junior or a semi-smart person who's super fast at their work and at a percentage of the price. So you got to train them, you got to teach them, and then you got to learn how to be a good manager to bring out the best in it. So the tools I use, Chat GPT. So I've subscribed to Chat GPT 4. I think it's pretty affordable. I think it's like 22 USD a month. So I'm testing out Adobe's gradient fill feature. So I've got the Adobe Suite that and all the other stuff that already existed before this huge AI hype train. So because my the stuff I do for revenue anyway is just a lot of content and consultancy stuff. So those are my two main
Yeah.
tools of choice.
On my side, because I run an agency, right, we actually have a lot more tools. So I personally use a lot of these tools. My team also uses kind of their own stuff as well, but the tools that we use quite a lot is Opus Pro. That's for primarily TikTok videos, YouTube shorts and stuff. It's an AI editing tool that basically rips all the content for you. I think that's really good. It's not 100% there. You actually need a professional to kind of go through stuff and edit it a little bit, but it gets you about 60, 70% of the way there in 15 seconds, maybe 15 minutes. Maybe I'm being a little bit facetious there, but like it's pretty good. I also pronounced that word really wrong. Ink AI as a content development tool is pretty decent as well. It again, we use it primarily as a step in a multi-step process. So for us, when we use AI, it's there basically to do research, but we also have to do a ton of reference actual desktop research to make sure that the content they've shared isn't bullshit. Because sometimes AI pulls out a lot of content that isn't 100% accurate because
Oh,
they don't
very
have.
inaccurate. Sometimes
Yeah,
I ask it to write. Can you write just some stats with some references on the GDP of the economic state of Brisbane, for example, and he just pulled out straight out lies. And then the references I said where I looked up the references it gave me, and then I said to Chat GPT, "Hey, these aren't real references." And he went, "Oh, I apologize. Actually, this is what the references could potentially be, something along those
yeah.
lines." So it's crazy. So some of the facts that it tells you could be completely wrong. So you just need to double check things.
Yeah, and I think one of the mistakes or one of the issues that people have, that they don't seem to understand, that ChatGPT doesn't understand what it's pulling out for you. It is a predictive model that figures out this is what's the most logical thing that's going to be included in there, using references online and based on its massive database, right?
Hey, Terng, man, the market is pretty crazy right now. Are you still investing in the stock market?
I'm trying to, man. It's not been really great for me. I'm a terrible investor. I don't spend enough time kind of looking at stuff, and I don't actually understand most of the things that are going on right now. So, for the most part, I get maybe, if I'm lucky, 57% returns, which is really not enough to keep with rising prices, man. Do you know what your house costs in Singapore at the moment?
50 billion gazillion dollars?
Pretty much Zimbabwean dollars, but yeah.
So anyway, why settle for 7% returns in your portfolio? With market turbulence and passive investing strategies just struggling out there, picking the right stocks for your portfolio has never been more important, which is why Motley Fool Stock Advisor issues 2 stock picks every month. And historically, their average stock recommendation has returned 400%. Compare that to 7% as of April 10, 2023. And their long-term buy and hold approach is so easy, virtually anyone can do it. And listeners of Business Over Drinks can now access Motley Fool Stock Advisor for just 89 US dollars for the first year, a full $110 off the list price. What are you waiting for? Visit zen.ai/businessfool. That's zen.ai/businessfool to start your investing journey today.
It's a $110 discount off $199 per year list price. Membership will renew automatically annually at the end of the current list price. And don't forget our promo code, which is business over drinks, one word. So remember, guys, use business over drinks, one word for your big discount.
Yeah, you need it for the offer. So zen.ai/business full. If you forget the link, go to our show notes at businessoverdrinks.com.
We use Bard a lot as well. So that's Google's AI tool that is competing with ChatGPT. Bard is a little bit more accurate, but it also pulls out a lot of bullshit as well. So for me, what I think Bard is really good at is kind of giving us is pulling together briefs for general content that sometimes we use. So if we like blog content for our website, Bard's really good at pulling out the briefs for that. If you're writing blog content or like on digital content for ebooks for our clients and in specific industries, Bard sucks at that. So we have to do it ourselves. But so there are use cases and there are no use cases. There are a bunch of other tools, like Quillbot for summarizing stuff, for rephrasing. We use a tool on top of ChatGPT called AIRPRM, I think, or something, or AIRPM. It's a Chrome extension. So it basically puts in thousands of ready-made prompts that allow you to get a lot of really interesting content out there. I think it's quite cool. So it's like an open platform for people to create prompts, plug it into ChatGPT directly. So there's a lot of really pretty cool stuff out there, if you ask me. But because we run an agency and we have clients that are really, I wouldn't say they're even particularly like difficult. It's just more of the case of where we have standards, and if you're gonna sacrifice on those standards, then probably your clients are going to notice that after a while, right? It's just going to be like, oh, this looks like exactly the same thing you created for me last week, but you changed one word, right? So to me, AI right now, the way we use AI is as a enhancement to the work that we do, or as a step in a multi-step process, man.
Yeah, great. I think you still need to manage and you still need the talented person to
Mm.
judge whether it's palpable or not.
Yeah, I
And
mean, we haven't seen the thing where they're talking about it's going to replace 90% of the jobs. We haven't seen it yet. And if I was a skeptic, I'd just be really upset. I'm actually not a skeptic in this industry. I really think that we are going to see a state where it's going to take over maybe 50-60% of the jobs pretty quickly from like my industry, from content writing, from a bunch of stuff like that. But I don't think we're really that close. I actually think we're a bit far away, because eventually there's just going to be a glut of terrible content produced by a bunch of people who think they can make millions of dollars using AI. And then we're just going to have to step in and say, actually, if you pay us a normal amount, we'll make really good content that's going to stand out, right? Then eventually AI will catch up to us, and then we'll have to figure out a way how to take on the machines.
yeah,
I don't know
or
how,
just
man.
survive. Yeah, once they start killing us, because everything in our homes is robot generated.
I don't know about that, man. I don't really have that much. I've got like a Google Home that's listening to me for sure.
You're going to wake up one evening and your phone will be doing things to you, and it will tell you, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you. And you can't do
Yeah.
anything.
Who told you about that dream I had?
It wasn't a dream. And that wasn't a phone. That was me.
We're gonna remove that from the podcast.
Yeah. Actually, that's all I have to say, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'll just leave us one last thing, man, because I think I don't want to come off as us being too negative about this, because we've actually been quite positive about AI disruption for a while. I really think there's a lot of potential, and we're going to see it. We're going to see a ton of really cool things happening. But right now, and what you're seeing on TikTok, what you're seeing on like all these podcasts with people talking about how it's going to change the world, how it's disrupting marketing and AI and stuff, and digital content and stuff. Not yet. I mean, it's disrupting the lowest level of the lowest level. People who've been doing it themselves, maybe, and people who have like, they're just starting out. They're selling stuff on a Etsy store or something. Yeah, cool. It's brilliant for you guys, and it's in no way disrespect to them as well, because that's cool. I actually have a lot of respect for those people. But from an agency standpoint, and the quantity, the quality, and the scalability of what we do, the AI tools really aren't ready yet. Like you have to build your own, I think.
And one thing you need to be aware of are still the legal ramifications of all this, because a lot of these tools, draw a lot of information and data and creativity from existing artists and information. So you just have to make sure you have that right. And can you verify that ChatGPT remembers everything? Do they remember everything? So
They do.
they will have access to whatever you ask it to write. So keep the really sensitive data to yourself for now.
I forget whether it was Essentia or BCG that got into trouble because consultants put in like really private confidential data into chat gpt in order to help them create
Oh yeah, I heard
reports.
about that. I forgot which
Yeah,
company that was.
I forget one of the consultancies. It caused a shitstorm, so they're not allowed to use that anymore. I think what's gonna so maybe I'll just give you like a 30-second prediction, right, on what's gonna be really really big in the next 6 to 12 months. Is people are gonna start creating their own models and own repositories of information and content that the AI tools are gonna be able to access. So you'll be able to control whether it's you can share the information, whether it's propriety, whether you need any licensing for it, because it'll be a very controlled model and content library. It's like what Google, it's what Photoshop is doing with its generative AI, right?
Mm.
Every single image and every single thing it takes out, it uses in order to fill in the gaps and all the things and changes, is licensed by Adobe. So it guarantees that you can use the content. You don't need to worry about any licensing issues. That's really cool. It's very difficult to do. That's why the small guys are going to struggle with it. But it is potentially going to be kind of the next stage for what AI looks like, because we can't use a lot of the content that we create for some of that Chat GPT or Bard creates, because we don't even know whether it's accurate. We can't even find out whether it's 100% accurate.
But it's still unbelievable. So I was just showing off to Terng the other day. I had all the information available, and I told ChatGPT to make a compelling press release out of it, and it was like 80 to 90% there. But you still need to manage it and proofread it and check it. So 100% dependency on something on AI in our industries, I think it's still a long way away.
Yeah, man, I think it's gonna be a really, really, really interesting time. Let us do this again, man, in 6 months. I think we're gonna have a completely different view on what's going
Yeah,
on in 6 months.
we could be dead.
Man, you're really dark, man. You've been saying some
This
really
racist.
dark stuff. You've been saying some really dark stuff for a while, man.
Oh, we could be in tubes like in the Matrix, like in those
Oh,
little
that's already happened,
things.
man. If that's the
We're
case,
already
we're
in
already
there.
there right now.
We're already
We're already
there.
there right now. We're already there right now. You know that, right? Oh, dude, if you
Oh
start
man,
bringing
I'm
up
not
red
gonna
pill
sleep
and blue pill
tonight.
stuff, if you start bringing up red pill, blue pill stuff, man, we're gonna have a problem. Yeah, they're gonna get taken down. All right, Dave, you want to take us out?
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, review our podcast. It really helps us out. We hope you gained something from this. Businessoverdrinks.com.
Oh,
There
that's
you go.
really good. I really like that pause that you took for just too long. It was just too long, and it
In
was
my
great.
whole life flashed before my eyes. I'm like, this is what I've come to.
All right, everyone, have a good one.
See ya.